Well, hey everybody, my name is John Peterson. Live here in Watauga County, a little community called Vilas. And here at work today at the High Country Host Regional Visitor Center. Greet people as they come into the area and tell them things they can do and places they can be. All my instruments I brought with me today were made here in Watauga County. This banjo was built by a fellow by the name of Stanley Hicks, who passed away back in the early 90s. It's called a mountain banjo. It doesn't have frets on it. And the head of this banjo right here is made out of groundhog. And Stanley killed and skinned the groundhog himself to make this banjo. Well, my wife drives a Henry Ford. I ride on that running board. Ain't nobody's best if I do. It's nobody's business. Ain't nobody's business. Ain't nobody's business if I do. Now my wife drives a Ford machine. I supply that gasoline. Ain't nobody's business if I do. It's nobody's business. Ain't nobody's business. Ain't nobody's business if I do. Now here I am just rambling around. Ain't nobody gonna put me down. Nobody's business if I do. It's nobody's business. Ain't nobody's business. Ain't nobody's business if I do. It's nobody's business. Ain't nobody's business. Ain't nobody's business if I do. It's nobody's business. Ain't nobody's business. Ain't nobody's business if I do. It's nobody's business if I do. This guitar right here was built by a friend of mine by the name of Chris Capozzoli, and this was his third acoustic guitar he's built. This is a tune called The Last Flight of Amelia Earhart. A ship out on the ocean, just a speck against that sky. Amelia Earhart on that fateful day, with her partner Captain Noonan on the 2nd of July. Her plane fell in that ocean far away. There's a beautiful, beautiful field far away in a land that's fair. Happy landings to you, Amelia Earhart. Farewell, First Lady of the Air. She radioed position all was well. Although the fuel in her tanks was low, they would land it on an island and refuel their monoplane. Then around that world they would go. But a half an hour later, the SOS was heard. The signal faint, still her voice was brave. In shark-infested waters, when her plane went down that night, in the blue Pacific to a watery grave. There's a beautiful, beautiful field far away in a land that is fair. Happy landings to you, Amelia Earhart. Farewell, First Lady of the Air. My story of this awful tragedy. We prayed that she might fly home safe again. When others in the future blaze a trail across that sky, we'll never forget Amelia and her plane. There's a beautiful, beautiful field far away in a land that is fair. Happy landings to you, Amelia Earhart. Farewell, First Lady of the Air. There's a beautiful, beautiful field far away in a land that is fair. Happy landings to you, Amelia Earhart. Farewell, First Lady of the Air. Farewell, First Lady of the Air. This mountain dulcimer right here was built by a fellow by the name of Clifford Glenn, who was a third generation instrument builder. And he passed away about 7 years ago or so. And I actually have a fretless banjo he built. When I first ordered the fretless banjo, I got that first before I got this dulcimer. Clifford only built them as they were ordered. And when I ordered the banjo from him, I asked him how long it was going to take, and he said about a month. And so after a month, I called him up and I said, "Hey Clifford, is my banjo ready yet?" He goes, No, about another month. And so after another month, I called him up, says, "Hey Clifford, my banjo ready?" He goes, No, about another month. And that's when I found out there was a difference between mountain time and real time. And 1 month mountain time is 8 months real time. It took 8 months to get that banjo. And when I ordered this dulcimer from him, asked him how long it was going to take, and he said, a couple of months. And about 1.5 years later, I got it. But it was well worth the wait. Well, shoulder up your gun and whistle up your dog. Shoulder up your gun and whistle up your dog. Off to the woods for a tree of groundhog. Old groundhog. Here comes Sally with a 10-foot pole. Here comes Sally with a 10-foot pole. Twist that whistle pig out of this hole. Old groundhog. Well, here comes Granny with a snicker and a grin. Here comes Granny with a snicker and a grin. Groundhog gravy all over her chin. Old groundhog, well, eat up the meat and you save the hide. Eat up the meat and you save the hide. Make the best shoestrings ever were tied. Old groundhog. Well, look at them fellas, they're going wild. Look at them fellas, they're going wild. Eat that honey for cooked or boiled. Old groundhog. Little piece of cornbread laying on the shelf. Little piece of cornbread laying on the shelf. If you want any more, you can sing it yourself. Old groundhog. Actually, I build these type of banjos also. I usually have my 700th one I play, but I was short a tailpiece for an order, so I took the tailpiece off my personal banjo and put on a order, so I haven't made a new tailpiece for my personal one yet. But usually if you come by here at the visitor center, I have my instruments on display and I'll happily play for anyone who comes by. I usually have my own banjo here too when I'm playing. But it's nice to get this one out and play it. This Stanley Hicks one's such a nice banjo. Well, say that you love Katy Cline. Oh, say that you love a darling mine. Oh, say that you love me and will be mine. Oh, say that you love Katy Cline. Oh, wish I was a bee, honeybee. I'd never gather honey from that flower. I'd steal one kiss from my sweet Katy's lips and build my hive on her brow. Oh, say that you love Katy Cline. Oh, say that you love me, darling mine. Oh, say that you love me and will be mine. Oh, say that you love Katy Cline. Oh, wish I was a fish, little fish. I'd never bite that hook or that line. I would swim till the middle of that sea and leave them big fish behind. Oh, say that you love Katy Cline. Oh, say that you love me, darling mine. Oh, say that you love me and will be mine. Oh, say that you love Katy Cline. Oh, wish I was a dove, turtle dove. I'd fly far over that sea. I would fly, but I'd never return till my sweet love called for me. Oh, say that you love Katy Cline. Oh, say that you love me, darling mine. Oh, say that you love me and will be mine. Oh, say that you love Katy Cline. Yes, say that you love Katy Cline. I think I have time for about one more or so. And This was an old fiddle tune I learned from somebody. I have 3 mountain dulcimers in my personal collection, and one of them was built by a fellow by the name of Bob Mize, who lived in Blountville, Tennessee. And if you don't know where Blountville, Tennessee is, Elizabethton, Bristol, and Kingsport are all suburbs of Blountville, Tennessee. And I got his dulcimer back in 1990, 1991 or so. And I have dulcimer number like 3,762, and that's the number he had built in 30 years he'd been building. And he was so busy building instruments that he never learned how to play one real well. So whenever he would go to craft shows, he'd always bring his family with him because all his family could play dulcimer pretty well. And so this one particular craft show, none of his family could make it, so he asked me if I'd play for him during the show, and I said, yeah, I'd be happy to. So while I was there, he taught me one tune he did know, and it was an old fiddle tune that his grandfather taught him years and years before, and it was called Bumblebee Hitting a Barn Door. And it goes something like this, Bumblebee Hitting a Barn Door. Let me do that again. Bumblebee hitting a barn door. Here comes the bumblebee hitting the barn door. So you'll get it on the way home. So thank you all for enjoying my concert. I hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you in person sometime too. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.